Hey there guys, below the bottom tier here again, and today we'll be talking about the Echoes of Ascension update, or at least the Medium article of it. This one is just more or less flavor text. Skill expansion is basically we're having mythical and transcendent nodes, and you can gather them. Here are some images. There are more stuff in the virtual section of their website here. Some stuff that aren't shown. So, for example, like the Bullseye Brew. There's also a lot of new stuff here with Mythical being level 55 to start gathering and level 75 for Transcendent nodes. Then there's also, as I mentioned, skill expansion. This one's probably production, engineering, cooking, forging, and I do not really know what this egg is. You can check more of it in the website. A lot of it is virtual. There are some updates in the what do you call this, blockchain side, but you'll see it down the line in this article also. You can also have a very quick grasp of it here in the update section. There's patch notes here, you might want to read that as well, but we'll cover this also in a bit. The jewelry creation is mainly creating virtual items that have a weaker variant, or that are a weaker variant of blockchain items. Let me show you an example. The Bulwark bracelet. It's minus 22% incoming damage up to 2000 damage. Now let's check Idol of the Damned. Minus 40% incoming damage up to 2000 damage. Now this one is a legendary, this one is a rare. And you can see that there is an 18% damage reduction difference between this blockchain versus this one. There are a lot more of these items. You might want to check them out here in the virtual section. Then there's resource monsters. So what I'm gathering from this article is every time you gather a node, there's a chance for one of these four to spawn. So what I'm assuming is this one is probably for mining. This one is probably for fishing. This one is most probably woodcutting. And lastly, this one is most probably scavenging. So what is the benefits of these monsters? These monsters drop tomes. It seems like these tomes increase your EXP. So let's search up one of those tomes. I think they're uncommon if I'm not mistaken. Or legendary. They're knowledge tomes. Nope, they're rare. So this one, let's say here, interact absorb wisdom. So this one most probably increases your skill level. And then shiny new titles is basically a better version of your titles. So for example, this one is your normal title. Let's say it's a transcendent title, but like there's a shiny version of it, which basically is like like shiny Pokemon. That's how the article describes it. Shiny Pokemon, it has a gleam or whatever effect, just makes it look cooler. Titles Reborn, you can get a lot of titles also from Astral or Splendor chests that have a 20% chance here for a shiny title. They're mainly just cosmetics, but there is some thing that's interesting in the title you in this Medium article is because titles can be sold in the future. So every new title now that you get, let's say you get a duplicate, the game will record it, so eventually you can sell it for you know shadow stones, gold, I don't know. Most likely it's probably shadow stones. Now booster potions, so these booster potions are legendary if I'm not mistaken. So think of them like power pendants, but they have certain effects. Let's go. Oops. Yeah, here. Skill Forge, Elixir, Omni Harvest Elixir, and there's the Valor Elixir. So these three. This one boosts your production, alchemy, engineering, forging, cooking by 15% for 2 hours. This one is boosts your gathering, mining, fishing, scavenging, and woodcutting by 15% for 3 hours. And the Valor boosts your character XP by 15% for 3 hours. Now, if you're thinking, why the hell would I need this? I'm already level 120. More of that will be explained in the article down the line. Astral chests. So a unique chest, basically these are what your chances, or these are the items inside chances of drop rates are listed in the shop. Then there's cosmetic galore. There's headgear, back gear, and stash cosmetics. So if you go all the way here to the website again, you click cosmetics. You can see these astral compass, most probably for the back. These are probably for the secret stash, the stash, helmets, etc. So it's just basically an add-on to your skins, or to your stash cosmetics. You can even have like a refrigerator if you want, which is kind of funny. And these are obtained through the splendor chests. The first batch of cosmetics will only ever be found within the splendor chests. Now this is kind of important because you can actually sell these for shadow stones immediately after you get them. Let's say you get a duplicate of, let's say, a refrigerator. Let's say you get this one or this one, and then you want to sell it. You're free to sell it in the marketplace immediately, unlike the skins before, where you need to wait for the everything to be sold out. The splendor chest, basically same as the astral chest, but mainly for cosmetics. Its drop tables will also be shown in the store. So here, found within the shop, odds and chances of each. And then there's Ascension. Basically, this is what the Valor potion is good for when, you're already 120 levels. So basically, there's 3 tiers of Ascension, 1, 2, 3. When you hit level 120 in your character, you basically can go Ascension. And it resets all of your levels back to 1, but don't worry about your champion rewards. Everything is still the same. So let's say your max champion reward is already, let's say level 100 champion reward. You still get to keep that. You don't have to grind all the way back to level 100. And I think there's going to be a cool effect, max of basically 480 levels. So first 120 and then all the way to the third ascension. Enchanted Isles is basically you find the scroll, and then it brings you to a new island that has a lot of resources. So when you gather a lot of these resources, after the island feels like, oh, you've gathered too much resources, it will just kick you out of the island. That's at least what it says here in the Medium article. Nobody really knows until we actually play the game. They said that there's a limited amount of Enchanted Isle scrolls, but it might just be like the bounty scrolls down the line. Shield mechanics. So there's an invisible 1000 max shield, and then it has a 15% damage reduction to your shields, like to your HP. I'm not sure if like this counts as your initial HP. So let's say you get hit for 50 and only the shields gets reduced and your HP still remains at max. That one we still have to figure out, but that's most likely the case. So let's say you have 1000 shield, you get hit for 1000 damage, you only receive 850 damage. So the 15% reduction in damage is great. There's also items that boosts these shield effects, like this one, for example, the Peach Foil. The Peach Foil potion, 50% recharge increase for 4 minutes, also increases durability to 20%. Another one would be Cyclone Soup. So instead of 15% damage reduction, it's 30% damage reduction, and it also restores your shields by 720. And the Tavern Bar has 2 new consumables. And from what I've read here in the website, this one basically cures all debuffs, and this one, I can't remember that one, but I think it's an uncommon. Let's see. Where is it? This one first, and Great Ale of Fire. So this one instantly cures all ailments, so all debuffs, one-time use. This one's also one-time use, 20% reduced chance of burning food for 2 minutes. So this one is good for people that are cooking. And teleport scrolls, you can't buy them from Serafina anymore in the general store. You have to make them. Most probably the recipe is papyrus scrolls and spellbinding powder, which people assumed, there was a leak about this before. Then there's a new place where you can craft it. I think more stuff will be added to this down the line. And we're not sure if it's only scrolls for now. We'll have to wait and see for the update. For energy regen, basically here you have unlimited energy regen, and basically you'll keep regenerating energy, even if, let's say, maximum 2000 energy, it's 1500 energy, and you'll still regenerate energy, but at a slower pace, so you don't have to wait till you're like 1 energy or under 200 energy to regenerate. New armor mechanics, basically they remove the damage, and I'm not sure if they also remove the reduced damage. So there's that. It looks like this. So I assume they're removing the offensive stats and the defensive stats, but good side is they're increasing base health and base energy depending on the armor. I'm not sure about Dumarok if they lose their skills or not. Most probably not. They most probably still keep their skills. And then there are slight debuffs like increased damage from magic, increased damage from melee, but like that's kind of standard with their theme already before and how like their damage reduction worked. So it's just more, you can just see it more now. Rifts, this one is like free portals. They appear in Talmuth. I'm not sure where they're located. We'll have to find that out. But for non-player members, it's one free use for every 24 hours. While for members, you can use them once every 4 hours, so 6 times in a day if you play the whole day. And Emporium notes would be basically here. You can buy stuff in the Emporium, and then it goes directly to your inventory bar. So let's say, oh, I don't have my account here. But let's say this entire area here is your inventory bar. You buy it, like, you know how in the general store when you buy flasks, all of it goes to your inventory. Same with that. All excess though goes straight to your stash. But don't worry, there's a deposit box inside the Emporium where it's linked directly to your stash, so you can immediately place your items inside that deposit box and be on your merry way. So let's say it fills up your inventory, you place it in the deposit box, your inventory is gone, but everything else is in the stash. Now, Relic Enhance. So this one seems like more on flavor notes. Will be finding more out about this. I think it's mainly enhancing relics using relic essence, and this one is just for future updates of weaponry. I'm really not sure about this one. You can try to figure it out by reading the article. And the future of weaponry, basically you can upgrade your weapons down the line. So there are weapon shards where you get by just playing and using the weapons. And if you're worried about having mythical entrance virtual weapons, don't worry about it too much, because only blockchain weapons can be upgraded. So what do these upgrades entail? They entail basically more For example, more damage, increased attack, attack speed, crit damage, etc. You'll have to figure this out down the line since it's still not yet in the game. This is just a future plan, just a teaser in a way. So here only blockchain collectibles will be able to be upgraded, virtuals will not. So blockchain slash collectible weapons will be the sole facet of weapon shards. So this is the only way you can actually obtain them. Weapon shards will be tradable. So this one's great. Let's say you maxed out your weapon, you want to sell your weapon shards, and you can just get extra shadow stones for it for people that want to upgrade their other weapons. And eventually, your items, instead of becoming fungible tokens, become non-fungible tokens that get basically minted and have their own number. You will be able to sell your weapons in upgraded form, but there might be some restrictions to it down the line. And yeah, that's so far it for the segment here. And Discord server boosters, they basically get a reward, more titles, or like some small stuff in-game depending on how far you go. These rewards will apply to future supporters as well. So some quick tidbits that you will see here also in the update. Here in the update section, basically what's shown here is also shown here. So let's move on to the update section. Grenades damage from full damage to all targets is shared damage among targets. So I think, let's say your bomb does 1,600 damage. Instead of doing that flat damage to everyone, it's just shared damage 1,600 between, let's say, 3 mobs. 3 mobs, you divide that by 3 is what I'm assuming how that works. I might be wrong, I might be reading it wrong, but we'll eventually find out. Energy and health, both full at level 1, armor changes, and then energy regen changes. We talked about that already. Champion rewards, basically more champion rewards. Change how teleport scrolls work. So apparently you have to stand still now for it to activate. If you move, attack, or get damage, it cancels the teleport scroll. I'm not sure if your teleport scroll gets deleted or you can use it again. And we'll have to figure that out down the line also. So mythical and trance nodes, anti-potion and fireproof potion, basically 100% protection now from damage over time effects instead of 15%. Then there is gold merchant. I don't know what that is. Add a new outfit to the shop. Added new rifts to town. Added the enchanted isles, which is mainly for gathering nodes. You need a scroll though to get there. Ascension, tons of new items. Added support for experimental shields mechanics. New stock for the bartender. New monsters from gathering nodes. Then there's the sword feature, more on quality of life, adjusted lethal adrenaline, peach foil, and brute force potions effects. So let's check those out. Lethal adrenaline. We already checked out the peach foil a while ago. Oops, that's not supposed to happen. Brute force. Brute force is a 15% melee crit hit chance, so you basically increase your crit hit chance, and every crit staggers a mob. This one is increased attack speed and 50% chance to block incoming attack for 3 minutes. And yeah, some of the weapons and stuff, some of the relics have changed. The feeble rings, the 2 of them changed to Archer's Amulet, basically increasing your your damage using range. And Astral Amulet, this one's interesting. It's 25% increase crit hit chance for 25 seconds and a passive skill that is 4% increase in melee damage. So here, increase, and then it has a 3-minute cooldown, which is not bad if you think about it, because this one could get pretty overpowered if used correctly. Next would be Gold Crumbs was replaced with Jungle Charm. Jungle Charm is a blockchain. It basically roots the opponent and uh it roots them in place, and it deals damage over time, dealing 306, or sorry, just dealing 320 damage overall. Next would be Ripjaw changed to Croc Leather and updated a bunch of food and potions for the additional, for like the shield mechanic and more quality of life changes. Aside from that, UI has been added separated ammo and weapons so that they no longer show up in the same tools, like with the tools section, and sorry, the same area in the tooltips ensures we show amount of healing we do from passives and conversions, and do not allow damage conversion on damage we self-inflict or teammates inflict. So the preparing already for co-op, morphs icon been moved somewhere else because the shield takes up the morph section. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is just a quick summary of a really big update and the Medium article. So yeah, with that being said, hopefully, you learned something from this.